everyone, welcome back to this Java Advanced course by Life Changes Academy. So guys, in the previous session we covered Java basics and intermediate concepts, right? So now it's time to move into advanced Java concepts, that is the file handling in Java, okay? So this concept is widely used in real world application in Java. So in this complete session we are going to learn about how to create a file, read a file, and how to rename a file and how to delete a file and so on. Okay, so without any delay, we just start our session right now. Okay, so first of all we are going to see why file handling. So what's the purpose of using the file handling? So first you know that what is a file. Okay, so file is nothing but it's a collection of data. It has the collection of data so that are stored permanently inside the computer. Okay, so for example, in your PC, okay, in your computer you have your photos, or else you have your videos, Word document and PDF files and so on, right? So these files are permanently stored in a computer, right? So after closing your PC alone, the files are still permanently stored. That's what the file handling does. Okay, so when you write a program like int marks equal to 95 means when you run the program it shows the value 95, but after closing the program the value 95 will be disappear, right? Because the value will be stored in the RAM is nothing but it's a random access memory. It's like temporary memory. Okay, it's like a temporary memory. If you want to store the data permanently, we must store inside the file. Okay, that kind of process is called the file handling. Okay, for example, another one example is you send some text to your friend using WhatsApp. Okay, so after that you will close the WhatsApp, we will close the open and open again. The message is still there. Why? Because means WhatsApp stores the data permanently. So the same concept is applied here also in the file handling. Okay, so now in many applications like student records, banking transactions and application logs are still using the file handling to store their data permanently. Okay, so next we are going to see another topic, that is a file class. Okay, now let's learn about what is a file class. Okay, Java provides a class, that is the file. Okay, the file class is present inside this package, that is Java IO package. Okay, so keep in your mind that the file class does not read or write file. Okay, it represents just the file path. Okay, so for example, suppose your house address is something. Okay, so knowing the house address doesn't mean entering the house, right? Yes, similarly file class knows only where the file is. It does not go inside and access your files. Okay, just it know the path. Okay, so here you see how to create a new file. Okay, so this is the major syntax of this creating a file. Okay, this is creating a new file object. Okay, new, whenever you see the keyword new means you assume that it's a new object. Okay, so new file object, the file name is notes.txt. Okay, it will be present in this file. Okay, this is the file, this is the file name, this file only the notes.txt will be stored. These two names should be somewhat different. Okay, it should not be unique values. Okay, this is the uppercase F, here is a lowercase f. Here a little difference is needed here. Okay, so the file class is majorly used to creating the file. Okay, and it will check the file, in sense it will check whether the file exists or not, or else it will see that the file is there or not. Okay, it will check, and then also it will manage the file. That means it will rename the file, or else it will modify something the name, or else it will be completely delete the file. It will be managed, doing actions in the file. Okay, these are the methods that are applied in your file class. Okay, So I will practically tell you how to create, check as well as manage your files. Okay. So I'll tell you later. Okay. So and then now we are going to see another concept is creating of files. Okay. So you guys didn't know how to creating a files, right? So creating a files is nothing but you will use this syntax I will already said, right? You will creating a new file object, okay? So that only you will easily creating your file. Okay, so first we will want to know how to creating a file in a practical way, and I will explain how to accessing or managing the files. Okay, so for that I will open my code editor so that you guys are familiar in this concept, right? Yes. Okay. So this I will I will start from scratch, okay? So that if you have any queries means you will be okay. First of all, I'm going to creating a file, okay? Creating a new file. Also, I will creating a file, I will rename a file, I will delete a file, okay? So I will do that methods, okay? Okay, first of all, we are using to creating a file object. First, we are creating a file object. Okay, so for that we will using a try block. Try. We will using now. We are going to use try catch block. Okay, so in that try block and create. I'm using that syntax. I already said this syntax, right? New file. This file is in this iJava IO package. This is the package input output package. Okay, I have to import this package here. Okay, import this package here. This is the syntax of creating a new file object. New file, the file name should be the student dot anything you will create. As you wish, you have to create your file name. Okay, this is the file object, creating a file object. So now I'm going to create a new file. Create a new file. So see how I'm creating a new file. If I'm using file dot create new file method. This is one of the method used to creating a file. Okay, within that I'll print something like I print something like file created successfully. Okay, file created successfully, or else if the file is not created successfully means in the else block you have to print file already exists. Okay, already the file will be exist. Always the string will be enclosed using double quotes. Okay, so in the catch block what you are going to write means inside the catch block you are using what kind of exception is this. This is an IO exception. Okay, so this is an IO exception. IO exception. Okay, I'm using IO exception. Within that, I will print the error. Okay, what kind of error this is this? Okay, error. I'm concatenating e dot get message and get the message. E will be is a event. Okay, it's like an event. The event will be mentioned here to get the message. I'm just creating a file object and I will creating a new file. This is how you will creating a new file using a create new file. Okay, this is a method, inbuilt method. Okay, else the file already exists. So when I am run this code, what happened means you will see the output. Okay, file already exists. That means you will already create this file. Okay, one second. I'm already creating this file. Okay, so when I change the file name students.txt, so see what happens. file created successfully, because the file student.txt is already created by me. Okay, now I'm creating a new file students.txt, so it will be shown that file created successfully. Okay, so this is how you have to create a new file. Okay, so now you're going to see if the file is exist or not. Okay, if the file before exists or not. Okay, okay, now we are going to see the file exists or not. Okay, exist. I will print that one. Okay, so it's out. File exists. Okay, the file exists. I'm using a concatenator operator so that it will be concatenating this to this. File exists is also one another method. Okay, it will check whether the file is exist or not. Also another one also we will is file. Okay, is file is nothing but it's also one method that is used to check whether the file is there or not. Okay, whether the file is it a file? It will check is it a file? Okay, is it a file? By using a concatenation operator here. Okay, using a concatenation operator, file dot exist of. Okay, sorry, exist of is another method. I'm using is file dot is file of. Okay, so it will check whether the file is there or not. When I run this code, what happened means you will see file exists is true. Okay, file already exists. File is there, right? We already created successfully. So the file now the file is exists. So file exists is true. Is a file? Yes, it is a file. Okay, so now I'm going to, I didn't like the file students. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename the file. Okay, rename is also one method. Okay, renaming the file. Okay, created file new file. Okay, file new file is equal to new file. Okay, new file. Inside that I'm creating a new file name. What I'm going to rename will be stored here, student record dot text. Okay, student record dot text, and then I'm going to check if file dot rename to new file is there means I'm print that file renamed successfully. Simply print file renamed successfully. Yes. Yes, what happened? Renamed failed. Always the string will be enclosed using the double quotation. Renamed failed. Okay. So, okay. Now we check whether the file renamed or not. Okay. This is very important. Okay, how to file renamed successfully. Okay, now our file name is changed to student record. Okay, so now I didn't like this whole file. I'm going to delete means how can I delete this file? Okay, that we are going to see if new file dot exist. The new file exist means if new file dot delete. Delete means you will system.out.println. You will see that file deleted successfully. Okay, or else the file didn't delete successfully means delete failed. Okay, delete will be failed. Now I run this program. See whether the file is deleted successfully or not. Okay. File deleted successfully. So see, first we have to create a file successfully. On here we'll check whether the file exists or not, and then we are check whether the Is it a file? This is a file or other documents. Okay. We will rename the file and then the file deleted successfully. Okay. When we renamed the file, it will be failed because we will delete also. Okay. The previous file also gets deleted. Okay. So this is how the file handling will be work. Okay, first we have to create a file object using a new file. Okay, new file you have to create a new file, and then you have to creating a new file and check whether the file exists or not. Okay, whether the file exists or not, and then is file, whether the file is the file, and then you have to rename the file, and then you have to delete the file. Okay, and then we will use catch is used to managing the error, or else it will safely handle the error. Okay, so this is how the file handling works. I hope you understand these methods, right? So without the proper understanding of the methods, we will not get into another topic. Okay, so listen carefully. Okay, this is how we're creating a file. This is just we're creating a file. Okay, so this is, you know that, right? Okay, this is your task. Create a file name data.txt and verify it was created. Just you create a file and you have to print the message file successfully created. Okay, the first step alone is the task I'm given. Okay, next I'm going to see another concept, that is writing to files. Okay, now we are creating a files, now we are deleting a files, renaming a files. Okay, now we are going to write a file. Okay, how can we write a file? Using for buffer. This is going to write a file using file writer, sorry, file writer. Use file writer to write the character based text to files. Okay, it will be mainly used for writing. Okay, is file writer is used to write the data into a file. Okay, write the data into a file. It can create a new file or write data into existing file. That is not a problem. It can write in a new file, or else it will write in an existing file. Okay, it writes character based data. That means character means what? It's like a text, right? Character, we already know what is a character means it's a text based. Okay, such as text based, it will write the character based data. Okay, okay, see the syntax, how it will be write the files. Okay, file writer is the method that is used for writing a file, and you know writer is equal to creating a new writer object, file writer. The file name is notes.txt. First we have to open the file. Okay, so writer dot write hello dot Java. Okay, hello.java, and writer dot write welcome to file input output. Okay, it just we have to write the slash n is nothing but it's like a new line. Okay, so and then writer dot close, you will close the file. So first you have to go to your file explorer and creating a one file, that is the notes.txt. Okay, you have to create your file, and then you have to write in that file using your code. Okay, it's a text based writing. Okay, using using this file writer. Okay, so for your convenience, I will tell the real time example. Okay, think about writing notes in a notebook. Okay, you write information into the notebook, right? Similarly, file writer writes information into the file. It will go into the file and it will write the file. Okay, it is mainly used for writing the data. Okay, it will an output operation. Okay, writes the text into one file. Okay, it will shows only the character data. Okay, the write off method is used to write the files. Okay, now you see this append mode. What is an append mode? It's nothing but you have to see append instead of overwriting. When you overwriting the file, instead you use append. Okay. Okay. Next, your task is to write your name in a text file using file writer. Just you have to write your name. Okay. This is the simple task I will given to this writing a file. Okay, next time we are going to see reading of files. Reading of files by using the buffer reader. Buffer reader is the method that is used to write the read the files. Okay, is used to read data from a file. From the file it should be reading the data. Okay, what kind of data it should be read? It reads the text it read the text based files. Okay, it reads text efficiently by storing the data temporarily in a buffer. Okay, instead of reading one character at a time, it reads a larger block of data into a memory and then provides it line by line. Okay, you understand what I am saying? It will not reading a one character at a time. It will be reading a larger block of data into one memory. Okay, so this is how the buffer reach will be work. See that syntax in the screen. Buffer reader var is equal to new buffer reader, creating a new buffer object, and then new file reader is notes.txt. Okay, and then string will be the line. Okay, while line equal to br dot read line of. So what is mean by read line of? It reads one complete line from the file. Okay, it reads read line means read one complete line. Read lines means it will read many lines. Okay, line means one line. Lines means it will read the many lines from the file. Okay, so and then we have to close the buffer reader. This is how we have to read our files. Okay, think about reading a book. You don't read letter by letter, right? You read line by line or paragraph by paragraph. Buffer reader works in the same way. Okay, this is how the buffer reader works. Okay, so we will see on simple practical code for writing and reading files. Okay, so for that I will switch to my code editor. How to read a file and how to write a file. Okay, and just explain the code how it will be works. Okay, I'll remove this one. Okay, now we are going to see how to read a file. Okay, first we are going to see how to reading a file. Okay, using a buffer. For that we are using the buffer reader, right? Yes. Okay, so now also we are going to use, now we are going to use try block. Inside the try block I am creating a new buffer reader. Okay, buffer reader. New buffer reader. Okay, new buffer reader. Inside that, new file reader. Our file name is students dot text. Okay, student dot text. Inside that, you will provide the semicolon is necessary. Okay, so try block and then cache block also. Okay, this is a cache block. Okay, so we will creating a string line. I'm using a string data type. Inside that I will string line. While inside that I'm using a while. Okay, line equal. This means line equals buffer reader dot read line. It will read the one line. Okay, read the one line, and this one is not equal to null. Okay, it reads something, it's not equal to null. Okay, and then we are going to print that line. Okay, we have to print that line, and then we are closing this one. Okay, br dot line, we are going to br dot close off. We are going to close this line, and then this is not file not found exception. This is an IO exception. Okay, IO exception. So inside that I will just print the Okay, the event. Okay, I'm just to print that event. So see here why it's showing an error means string is a capital S. Okay. Now see, I'm using a buffer reader. I'm creating a new buffer reader object, and I will file reader. What kind of file I'm going to read will be students.txt. Okay, string is a line. Okay, while the line is equal to read line is not equal to null, it should not be a null. Okay, so I have to print the line. Okay, next we are going to close this buffer reader. Also I'm using a catch block is mainly used to handle the error, I mean handle the exception. Okay, when I run this code, what will means okay, nothing will be print because I didn't return anything inside the students.txt. Okay, so it doesn't have anything. So I am writing something like hello students means it will be shown inside this terminal. Okay, I am not creating anything means it will not show anything, but it doesn't show any error. Okay, so that when you creating the file student.txt, you will write something in that. Okay, like hello students or something like it should read. Okay, make this code, note this code. Okay, you will also try this one. You will creating a file and write something, it will surely shown in your terminal. Okay, so next we are going to see delete file. We already seen the delete file, right? Yes. Okay, so and then now we are going to see another one is that this is reading the file, right? Reading the file. So now first we are going to writing the file. Write something inside the file. Okay, I will show you how to write something inside the file. Okay, this is also I am using a try catch block. Inside the try, I am using a file writer. File writer is also Java IO package, right? File writers equal to new file writer of student dot text. Okay, this is my file in the same file. Okay, because I'm writing something here, it will be displayed in this. Okay, then this is also we want a catch IO exception. Okay, so inside that I'm writing writer dot write of write something like hello students, or else it will be hello hello, or else hello life changes. Okay, hello life changes. Okay, inside that I'm writing something like hello life changes, and then I will close this file. Okay, writer dot close off. Okay, I'm closing this file, and then now I'm going to print that data return. Okay, data is written, and then I'm just printing this exception here. Okay, I'm just printing this exception here. Now you see what happens means I'm writing this file. Okay, I'm writing this file here, I'm reading this file. This is the major thing. First you have to write what you want in the file, and you have to read that one. Okay, and first I will explain the writing file means, so it will be little bit confused. Now you see clearly. First I will write the file. So file writers equal to new file writer, creating a new file object in the students.txt. So I'm writing that something like hello life changes, and then I will close this one, and I will print just data is written. Okay, so and then reading the file using a buffer reader, I read that what it will be written in the students text. Okay, so string line, while the line equal to this buffer dot read line of is not equal to null, and have to print that particular line. So see what happens means Now the expected output will be, see here, data is written, hello life changes. So I'm not written in the reading the file. Reading the file is just to read what is written in the student.txt. What is written in the student.txt? Hello life changes and data is written. This is how it will be displayed in our terminal. Okay. So this is very important concept. So learn clearly. Okay. First you have to write your file and you have to read your file. Okay. So first write what you want, where you want, okay, what you want and where you want. So and then what is the file name should be displayed in the reading. Okay, so this is how the reading and writing file concept. Okay, so now we are going to see the another concept, that is deleting files. Okay, we already see how to delete a file, right? And we already see that before. So okay, deleting file is nothing but you want to using a delete method, you want to delete that file. Okay, so like deleting the old photos from your mobile, like that, the same concept only. Okay, so this is also I will explain in a code. Okay, so that it will be familiar for you. Okay, so now I'm going to delete the file. Okay, read the file, write the file. Now I'm going to delete the file. Wait a minute. Okay, this one, delete the file. Okay, now I'm going to delete the file. Okay, so how I'm going to delete the file, you will see it clearly. File is equal to new file. Okay, new file, the file name is students.txt. What I will create will be, I am deleting that students file dot if the, you will check first, you have to check the file exists or not. Okay, if the file exists means you will delete by using a, this is a delete method. Okay, it's a default method in the Java. Okay, file deleter, simply you will using this method, nothing more. Okay, we will first using the file and then we will creating a new file object, that is a student.txt. If the check if the file exists or not. Okay, if the file exists means you have to file delete off method, using the delete off method you have to delete the file deleted. Okay, this is how we want to delete the file. So when I run this code, what happened means file deleted. Okay, the file will be successfully deleted. So just we are using the delete method to delete the file, no bigger process. Okay, okay, just you have to file deleter or else a file not found, if else block. We are also using if else block. Okay, here, so your task is to create a sample file and delete safely using this pattern. Okay, using this pattern you will try it. Okay, okay, so okay, this is the last section. We are going to see what is a buffer reader versus file writer. Okay, buffer reader. Buffer reader. What's the purpose of using a buffer reader? I already said that buffer reader is used to read the files. Okay, when you give the buffer input, it will read the file. Read line means it will be used to read line by line. Okay, file writer. File writer also it is used to write the files. Okay, writes character data. You writer will be in a text format. Okay, write character, it will support the up and mode and it will be wrap and try with resources. Okay, is the buffer reader as well as the file writer, both are the backbone of Java. This is a very important concept. Okay, it's very important. So while writing your file, while reading your file, while deleting your file, this is the major actions in the Java. Okay, this is how we have to read and write the file using buffer reader and file writer. Okay, Together, they form the foundation of text file handling in Java. Okay, these are widely used in real-world applications also, such as student management system or else the bank software and then logic system, report generation. Okay, so these are the used in a real-world application also. Okay, this is very main concept. So I will give us some mini challenge for you. Write a program that writes a node to a file and reads it back and prints it. Okay, you have to write something, you have to read that one, and you have to print that one. Okay, so this is the buffer, the whole overview of buffer reader versus buffer file writer. Okay, buffer reader is faster because it uses an internal buffer. Okay, and can read data line by line using a read line off. Okay, making file reading more efficient. Okay, buffer reader and file reader also one thing is there. Okay, so comparing to file reader, buffer reader is the best option. So everybody will choose the buffer reader. Okay, so guys, very thank you for your patience of listening. So keep learning, also keep coding with Life Changes Academy. See you with the next video, multi-threading in Java. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you.